This conference will now be recorded.
And, you know, like, do you order food for dinner? Did you have time? See what I get back. This is a lot.
Hey, Kevin.
They're okay, because Rusty didn't make them, I did. Sorry, sweetie, but.
I spit on everyone else.
Can I get a double shot of espresso?
That's the
You
morning
get
meeting.
double flu shot.
If we give you double espresso now, you will not sleep. It will not be good.
Tonight we did the Irish shot.
Rob, you and I are similar. They won't give either one of us a double shot of an espresso because we would never shut up.
Being recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You watch the clock. The clock just took 5 minutes off of that.
Our Lord is together this day to do the important business for the people of the village. Grant us wisdom, compassion, and understanding.
All right, let's do public comments. Have any public comment? We got a couple people to present. Kevin?
I came mostly to encourage the board to act on the CEC grant of around $200,000 for solar power, which would power about 75% of this building. That $200,000 was obtained by the Clean Energy Community. It was started by Jerry Wiley on her own initiative probably 4 or 5 years ago. And then they came out with a program where you got credit for doing certain things. We did certain things, we did some more certain things, and we ended up with an award of $209,000 that we can spend on something that NYSERDA, who's a sponsoring organization, said you got to spend it on. There's no village match, there's no village money. And the thing I was thinking about this afternoon is like walking the Tiger Downs and somebody gives you a pile of money and you go play, or you say, no, I don't want your money. So you can play or you can give the money back.
All right.
So that includes.
And I will take no questions.
Is that the money we already earmarked for the solar?
Yes.
So what do you want us to do? Earmark the money for the solar that we earmarked for the solar?
No, we got the bids in.
It's on the old business,
Okay, sorry, just checking, Kevin.
and I didn't read it in advance.
All right. Anybody else public comment? All right, so we'll start with our people that came. You want to do the pumpkin smash first?
That'd be great. So my name's Ellen Pratt. I'm the Tioga County Sustainability Manager, of course. And so this is, we're planning on doing a second annual pumpkin smash. Last year we had it up at the CCE farm, and we thought it would be better to have it something, closer to the village, well, in the village. And so in talking with the Fair Board, they said we could have it there where we already have an agreement that's signed by the Fair Board. The legislature will vote on it tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. And then Marty will sign it, and I expect it to go through. I haven't heard anything otherwise. So I gave you a draft of the pumpkin smash flyer. It's and I also gave you a map of where it's going to be located. So you guys know it's on Fair Board property, and the parking is on Fair Board property. I had so the orange is where CCE is going to be having their have an educational outreach, and 4-H will be selling to generate.
All right, because that's the building.
Yes. Then with the black
The
is
Savile building?
That's the.
the orange, that's their building.
That's the 4-H building.
Okay.
They'll be there, plus other organizations for outreach and education. And then the black is where we'll be doing the pumpkin smash. We have tarps that we lay out. The only things that will be there this year are the smash with the, these wooden mallets. The other thing is throwing, just throw the pumpkins through a hole. And it was well received last year, but we don't expect, it'll be less than 150. Not that much. I'd be happy with 100. But just wanted to let you guys know that.
And the park will be blue, I assume.
Yes.
Normal fair park.
Yep, exactly. So I've met a few times with CCE, just using them and, because they're very familiar with the property and where we could hold it. So we kind of mapped out what would be great. I talked with the fair board about where to put the compost, like the smashed pumpkins that are not going to livestock, because some of the pumpkins will go to livestock, some of it won't, depending on how smashed and if there's any paint or anything like that on it. So I'm going to provide some compost bins, and and I'll let the village of Owego police know, give them heads up, let the sheriff know, give them heads up. I let EMT know that we're going to do this. I have a first aid kit. I talked to our safety officer, so I really want it to be a fun event, but a safe event. So, but I was told to let you guys know and answer any questions. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's all fair board property, so. We don't have any really proof of it, let us know.
Will you be providing proper PPE for those who are smashing pumpkins?
Yes, thank you. Yep. I have kids glasses, safety glasses, and adult safety glasses. I have vests for people who are volunteering to make sure they're safe, gloves. I also have shields.
Are they smashing?
Shields.
Well, you're gonna smash it right now.
This. I actually have a picture of last year, and we also have waivers that everyone will sign.
So those seeds can take off.
So, but I do have.
Oh, nice. Looking carved out.
It's like
The whole meeting.
Yeah, I did.
sailors.
Was it a mallet?
Yeah, it's a mallet that's made out
Gallagher.
of. Yeah.
Carved out of a tree.
Yeah, it was easy to clean up with the tarps. It was like you cleaned up really fast, and then, a bunch of these pumpkins. So we do this as an outreach to educate people not to put these in their garbage that are going to the landfill. It's a way we can, help educate, reducing our waste, and a fun day. That's our goal, so. Any other questions?
It's a great stress reliever too.
Exactly, yeah.
That's fun to me.
So, I mean, are you encouraging people that don't necessarily want to get involved, they can just drop their pumpkins off?
Yes, yep, we're gonna be open an hour early before the event starts, that people can just drop their pumpkins off. Or, working with CCE, that they can drop them off before. And
Yeah.
Transport.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got it all well organized.
Yeah, a good group of volunteers and people working together, so. Okay,
There. Yeah, you said,
I'm all set, yes, I don't want to take any more.
Mr. Mayor, may I offer a suggestion? Since Mr. Early is here and is on the agenda, can we have him go next? And Miss, would you stay for a second?
Sure.
Because I want him to offer his pumpkin shooting, and I can't remember the French name for it.
Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
I have one working
I want him
trebuchet.
to just say a word or two about his
I would love a
trebuchet for shooting
trebuchet.
pumpkins.
I
He'd shoot them over the railroad tracks.
Just don't ask the county lawyer.
No, we can have one, it's getting it built.
Just wanted to give you the opportunity.
Well, no, this, I don't have any working ones right now.
Oh,
You got a month.
Oh,
You got a catapult.
Yes.
it's a catapult, yeah. And Robin, his house every fall would have a party, and we'd be out there in the field shooting those puppies as far as they would go. Anyway, I just
We
wanted to
had no
throw that in.
pumpkins to shoot at the time, it was too early. We threw 2 kilo blocks of concrete.
Whoa.
That's why they're not working anymore.
Well,
I
I
just
got
want-
too lazy going all the way across the field.
I just wanted you to hear that. Appreciate it.
Well, maybe if you already get this done.
Oh, sure, I'll do the 5K now.
Bye, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Rob Fairley, I'm the current president of the Owego Rotary Club, and we're planning on a fundraiser for Thanksgiving morning, a turkey drive, 5K. The idea is people come home to mom's house to do the 5K, or come home for Thanksgiving, they're all sitting around looking for something to do. It gives them something to do, and we're trying to make some money off it for our community service projects and what have you. And what I have provided you is a bulleted list of points of what the 5K is and where it's going to be. I laid out a course that starts in Marvin Park, stays on the Marvin Park Road, picks up the Marvin Park Walkway, comes out to Elm Street, down McMaster, back behind the Home Central, we turn around, we don't cross the tracks, and come back the way we came. Nice flat course, nothing really too difficult. As I pointed out, it is on Thanksgiving morning. We'll be starting probably at sunup, getting the course up, putting the signage out, that kind of stuff. And then the times at which the race starts and when it ends. As I pointed out, where it's going to be. What I was requesting from the village, first question I have, actually not before the police, is the public restrooms that are over there, I'm going to assume are winterized for the winter?
Right.
Yeah, okay, so that just means I have to get a couple porta johns. I was wondering about that. Pretty much all I'm requesting from the police, because we'll have marshals, is probably one policeman in a car. Based upon their experience, which street gets more activity, Fox or Temple, probably just sitting at the end of that with their lights on, warning, kind of giving the impression to people to slow down. Because, we're not going to have more than 100 runners. That's where I capped it on run sign up. But, just enough to, kind of throw caution out there, anybody driving. It's Thanksgiving morning. I can't see a lot of traffic at that time. But, better safe than sorry.
Fox is used a lot.
Pardon me?
So that section of Fox is used a lot.
I figured, I use it,
Yeah.
but that's on, normal weekday. With Thanksgiving morning, I'm usually not prowling around Owego.
Oh, people running the price chopper last.
Well, the last minute to get the price chopper. Hopefully their turkey's thawed.
Almost like parade.
Yeah, right, the Mason's parade.
Yeah. Doesn't miss it.
Is there Thanksgiving Day there?
Yeah, and the next thing was the walking trail, because I assume the streets will be plowed. If there's any kind of snow,
Right.
they're plowed, but I was kind of hoping that there'd be some kind of way to keep the walking trail clear, or would that fall on us too?
No, I mean, we have a tractor and stuff like that. We're not gonna use it.
I mean, how much snow do we usually have on Thanksgiving morning?
Rare.
Depends on the year.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a dust, it could be nothing to all the way to a foot, I think.
We schedule it to be done at 9 o'clock, so.
Snow, yeah.
How much do we have in the morning?
Planning any overtime this year, so we're gonna zero.
Hopefully like last year, no snow.
All right, and so like I said, what we bring to it is the signage, the race marshals, outside of the policemen, and porta johns if required. And the rest of it, I'm taking care of. And you too, Rusty, can get up early and come out and run with us.
Is that Black Grade Friday? I gotta be at Walmart buying a TV or
That's the next
what is
No,
it?
that's the next
Day
day.
after.
This is
But they moved it to Thanksgiving.
Well, that's true. That's, yeah.
So Mike, the same, Mr. Mayor? The same things that we always ask, insurance, Rotary has insurance.
It's covered through the run sign up. Part of your fee goes to, during the race, there's a limited liability insurance policy. So from 9:30 to 11 o'clock for the runners, if somebody twists their ankle on a thing or whatever, they're covered on that. Just like any other race, it's an hour after the race and you do something, well, you're no longer under the race. You pretty much are on your own walking up and down the street, kind of like any other citizen on.
What I'm looking at is when we have an affair or something, we want the people putting on the affair to have insurance for anything that might That-
Right, plus Rotary has its own liability.
That's what I was asking about. I don't know how it works.
But I figured you're worried about during the race.
No, actually, I'm less worried about them than just the entire event. People parking, people in the fairgrounds, anything that might have liability for any of it. So you'll supply the village with something from Rotary liability. That's what we require usually.
Yeah,
Could be
bring it
done.
to the DPW office.
Pardon me?
Bring your proof of insurance to the DPW office.
Okay.
And on that note, like parking being in November,
Oh, boy.
we're gonna park 100 people's cars.
Race shop, but nobody parks there.
I wouldn't say the chopper. I would think more along Elm Street across where the old school is, around the,
Oh, they won't let
around
you
the
park
park.
there.
You're
Well,
gonna
it's
love this, the Fair Board owns that.
Ah,
So
Well,
you might,
school guys get one now, and you won't like.
so the Fair Board owns Marvin Park?
no, they own that section of Elm Street going in front of
Actually, to the last map we got.
They provided us a nice map tonight. So they own, like,
The animal farm.
the section of Elm Street that we used to own, and then the old soccer field, the 4-H, and then all of this, we own Martin Park as soon as you get past this.
Well, I'll have to go talk to the Fair Board.
So the issue is their parking lot is a grass field. I don't
Copy.
know how that'll work
Oh,
out
thank you.
at the end of November.
It should be frozen if it's not snow covered.
Yeah, I've gone to some races that had less parking than that. People just make do, they figure it out.
When you can park around the road in Martin Park, I guess.
Yeah, we had an event there a few weeks ago. They parked where, like, where all the, at the fair, where all the concessions,
Right.
where you buy food and stuff, that area, the other side
I
of the
understand
road.
that whole area is parkable without a bunch of snow in it.
Right. Really depends on the weather. If it snows a foot, we got a lot less parking than if it doesn't snow.
Well, that's where the roll of the dice comes in. Depends upon the weather.
I mean,
Thank you for doing it before people eat dinner, not afterwards.
Pardon me?
Thank you for doing it before people eat, not afterwards.
Yeah. Well, it's
before.
it's before the games, you know, and I'm sure at that point, they're probably already getting cabin fever. They want to leave the grandkids with
People
grandma
cooking
and just
the
get
dinner
that
went
done.
on the house.
And amazingly enough, these things are fairly well attended, although this is our first one, so we'll see how it goes. I know that my son and daughter-in-law live up in Saratoga. They have hundreds that come out for this. You know, so it's, people get bored in the holidays.
sounds like a good idea.
I'd rather throw pumpkins at that stuff.
Well, you know, we can hook the whole thing up together. You have to outrun the pump.
Oh, no.
You might need a whole nother liability.
I was gonna say insurance.
Hey, he said it first.
I'll be smoking a turkey during this time.
So Mike, do we need an official parade permit application?
I already filled that out and submitted it.
So you gave it to somebody over there?
Yes, I gave it to the office a few weeks back. But my next to do is I will provide them also with a certificate of insurance.
We're looking to see if we have that in the file. That's usually what we have. There you go.
You got one, huh?
I got it. I'll fill it out. It's actually the original.
I just have to sign it, and the chief has to sign.
So yeah, it's everything that you just described.
Are we missing anything that we usually require? We get pretty much everything covered there.
We have to approve this with contingent upon the insurance being provided.
And probably OPP
Okay,
buying into.
well, we're gonna likely to approve this in a minute with a couple, three contingencies. The police have, the chief approves that the insurance is, and the last piece would be that you please, or we're gonna be contingent, you need to keep in touch with Freddie about weather and stuff so that when it comes to the, right to the end, we will give you the parking plan with our
Right.
with our guys or snow, just if there is a
I have
problem.
a question too. Who's Freddie?
Oh, Fred Elrick, our superintendent.
I don't live in the village, I live in the town, so I'm not.
He's the guy with the big long fingers and that guy.
In that case, take it to Hickory's, buddy. You left?
Long fingers, so I'll know him when I see him.
It's a, got everything.
Yeah. Yeah, the permit one's good. But yeah, I mean, obviously, depending on, we'll keep in touch, depending on the weather. to make sure everything is-
That's what we just want to make sure. So I move that we approve the Owego Rotary Club 5K one walk free permit, November 27th, 2025, blah, 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 and contingent on proof of insurance, police chief, sign off, and parking cooperation with our superintendent as the date approaches.
I'll second that.
Something in that range.
Any other discussion about that? Fran,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
John, yes, Wesley,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
and yes. All right. Thank you. So you're all set, we'll just keep in touch between now and then. Sounds like a fun idea.
I like the concept of we're going to do things for people that are going to be bored, and I think that's a terrible day to do it. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, never know. But a lot of people.
Might be a great day to do it.
Well, like I said, they're actually a big deal, lots of places. And when I used to run, I used to look around here for the same thing.
Oh, it's kind of neat.
And there wasn't one around for a long time. I think the only one I know of now is down in Sarah. Guthrie runs one.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They get like
Oh,
almost 1,000 people.
Yeah,
like,
that's a big deal
Yeah.
down there.
Now that you mention that, they do. I've seen people's pictures.
But that's a little bit different scale than what I'm dealing with here. I thought 100 to start with, that where I'd cap it
That's practical.
and see where it goes.
Start small.
I remember the other thing. Amend it, put it in, pretend we said it before, we waive all the fees for the park for this event. Yes, I did say that, I just didn't say it very loud.
Sure, everything.
We definitely heard that. All right, let's do, are you good?
Yep, I'm good.
Let's do the side thing. Let's back up.
Hi, everybody. Back in the Bay. I think you all know me. So we are getting to the final few steps of getting our wayfinding sign project finally done, installed, all of that. We have a few more things to go. So I did hand out the latest version of the sign plan. So you'll see it has our 4 different types of signs. We have what are called the finger post signs, which are directionals that are meant for pedestrians to read as they walk around the village. We have, they're called destination monuments, but like the big rectangle ones. One of those will go in Courthouse Square and be kind of just like a catch-all for information, kind of guiding people around. It will also have a map on the back that points out, points of interest that aren't necessarily walkable, so people know that we have Brook Pond and that we have Evergreen Cemetery and that Hickory's is this way, so we can kind of move people around who might not be familiar with Owego. And then we have 4 of those going to replace the wooden signs at the entry points of Owego. I did mention, we have some tweaking to do on this. One of the things that we're going to look into is maybe making what you see in your packet, maybe making the font a little bigger or that kind of thing, because there's a lot of room. Just so you know, the company that we worked with is very familiar with, readability standards for if you're driving in a car and the size of signage and all of those things. So I'm not concerned about readability, but also if we have space and we have these welcome signs, we want them to look as nice as possible. And then we also have just parking signs. So those are just the regular signs, rectangular signs with a P, and then arrows pointing which way to go to find parking. And then the vehicular directional attraction signs. So those are like the rectangle ones, and they say like this way to the museum, this way to the library, this way to shopping and dining, and that kind of thing. So those are the 4 separate types. You can check them out on the map. They're correlated with their where they're going to be placed. Obviously, these are approximate. It's not a super detailed map here. But what we have done is walkthroughs. I did one with our contractor, IV Sign Systems, and really nailed down a lot of where things were going to go and what we wanted on the signs and what ways arrows should point. And then today, Rusty and Laura and Mike were able to make another walkthrough with the contractor. We did, number one, find some mistakes, but also we're looking, right at the exact spots where some of these signs were going to go and made some adjustments based on just, like a place where tractor trailers there might be an issue with having a sign there, looking at visibility and that kind of thing. So again, those conversations resulted in some things we're going to update to this, which I should have tomorrow or the next day, and I'll send out to everybody so you can have the final plan on that. So the next step that I would like to ask you guys to consider is a vote of final approval coming up hopefully at the next board meeting. We want to get these in the ground before the winter really hits us. So that is one of the steps that we need to take. So if anybody who was not able to make the walkthrough, or even if you were and you see something, you have a question, you want to do a walkthrough if you weren't able to, you just want to meet with me and go over this in more detail, if you could please do that, make a time to see me before, the Thursday before the next meeting, which is the 17th?
2 weeks.
Yeah, but the meeting's on the 20th, so whatever the Thursday before that is.
Yeah.
So if we do need to tweak something or we see something that really needs some conversation and adjustment, we'll at least have a couple days to do that before the board meeting. But I am available as much as I can be, and we'll make time for those conversations. I feel like we're at a really good point, but I also don't want these to go up and have any of you be concerned about something or not happy with something that we could have taken care of ahead of time. I do want to say also that right now, the most important thing is that we really nail down the exact places where these are going to be installed. As far as what's on the signs, those are easily changed. So, if an area, we need to add something, take something away, change wording or anything like that, that is not hard to do. But once we get them in the ground, we don't want to have to move them anywhere. So that's kind of like our priority right now. The other thing that needs to happen is we need our DOT application approved for DOT roads that the signs are on. The company that we worked with also has worked in other communities with DOT, fairly familiar with DOT regulations and that kind of thing. So we did put in some detail, we did submit this and some other details. I've had conversations with DOT. We might even try and get them down to do a walkthrough. We are aware that DOT, you just never know. So we are hoping that they will approve it, or we can make adjustments before they send it back and we send it, redo it and that whole thing that sometimes happens. But if everything goes smoothly, we could have their approval in the next couple of weeks as well. So if everybody can, just take a little time coming up so we can make sure that we're all on the same page, because once DOT approves it and you guys approve it, we are ready to put things in the ground, and it will take less than a week. So we just need to get those few things done. And then I do want to mention quickly that I have had a discussion with Nathan about the village taking ownerships of the signs, which was always the plan. Obviously, our office, is not equipped to maintain or, like signs and that kind of thing. So it sounds like it's gonna be kind of a standard memorandum of understanding, but we are working on that right now. And obviously, before anything like that happens, we'll need approval for that part of the process, probably separately, I think. So that's coming down the line as well. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Hold on, I'm gonna look at my phone because I wrote notes. Mike or Laura or Rusty, is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about?
You mentioned something tonight about the wooden welcome signs.
Mhm.
What'd you say about those?
So what's in the plan is that we would replace those signs with the destination monument signs. Do you want me to show you where it is in the packet?
For the bigger ones.
So this would be in the courthouse, but this would be, that's like the front and the back, or depending on where you're coming from.
So it's going to be out like on that.
We're all at Woodland.
Yeah, they're all the wooden ones.
Right. But that's not on this.
That's the, is there one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
North Ave, by the gas station.
Yeah. So yeah, the plan is to replace all of those. So originally, these were gonna be around the village, but it was completely redundant with all the other signs we have.
Because we thought they were these ones.
Those are the finger post ones.
Finger post, so.
Those are the pedestrian ones, yeah.
And so these are going to be.
This is in the courthouse. That's just a one-off.
And that's like.
That's
This
it.
one out here, that's that one, yeah. And then these would be at the entry point.
Yeah, 662. So these are at the entry points to that.
No, no. I mean, it's not to say that we couldn't do that, but it was just really crowded. And then we were like, okay, we were thinking about these for green spaces, but if you look at Owego and you look at Draper, there's a lot of signs there already. So, it's not out of the question that we could have that discussion too, Laura, if you wanted to, and if there were better uses for them. But people have been approaching me about replacing those wooden signs with this project, like, when did we start? 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's a need we thought we could fill with those.
The one with that, especially plants, all the plants and stuff.
Mhm.
Wants to, like, if you're gonna change anything that like removes the plants, they want to know.
Yes, I will talk to her. Yep, I know who she is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, it's Dale. And then we were actually wondering, does Rotary who does the plantings around the rest of them?
Well, I know the Rotary does some plantings, and I know Kiwanis does some plantings, so.
For the little kiosks.
Okay.
But I think there is some interest if you want plantings and some of these other new signs.
Okay.
That would be something, Mr. Spencer had mentioned to me recently.
Maybe I'll come to Rotary, because it was actually Rotary members that approached me about that. When this was coming up, people were interested in replacing those signs. So I will come, I will arrange. I will.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'll come and just talk about this also, and then whatever involvement Rotary wants to have in it, obviously it would be welcome.
Yes, that was something actually John Spencer had mentioned recently, and I said, I think this is happening in this project, and this map.
Oh, I didn't do it, but you're welcome.
Oh my God, look at this, this is great.
Yes.
Parker Lane,
Mm-hmm.
that sign, is there gonna be a sign on Main Street directing people to go down Parker Lane?
Rusty, would you like to? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I think that's a terrible idea.
No.
There is a sign down Parker Lane right already, when you get to the parking lot, we have a big sign there. And so there will be a sign there like there is now.
But
There is no plan for a sign on Main Street to direct people down Parker Lane.
so the discussion we had, we didn't necessarily want to encourage people to use that entry point. We'd rather have them enter on Park Street. Because Parker Lane is a one-way street, very residential, that kind of thing. It's not to say that people won't be able to find it
Some will
on
use it there,
their
but
apps.
we don't want to put them there.
Yeah. So, that's something, again, we could discuss, but Rusty felt pretty strongly about that, and I do
That's
see.
not a good idea. push people
I
down.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah. To answer your question, no trailblazing parking signs will be pointing to Parker Lane, but the entry will remain open. And we are gonna put one of the vehicular destination signs down there. So if anyone happens to go down there, they know they're close to the museum and to then take a left to go get back downtown. So they're just, it's a minimal type of thing, so. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, yeah, I think that's it. And just something to consider, the contractor is more than happy to come to the next board meeting. We could also, if enough people are interested, maybe we could get like a work group meeting together. I will leave that to you. They can join virtually. And if you like this, Terry, then you're gonna love all the fun graphics that they have. But they, like he offered to have, because he can share a screen and, has all the mapping and things like that. So again, if we could kind of keep it within the next 2 weeks, that would really be advantageous for, the timeline we're trying to work on.
I know Terry and I are both gonna be out of town.
Yes.
2 weeks. But could you give me a phone number to call you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's at the tourism office. It's 607-687-7440.
And of course, the thing for the folks that didn't have an opportunity or to go over there, the mayor and Laura and I will help fill you in on a whole bunch of stuff and talk about this stuff. Because if we start doing it tonight, it'll be 3 more hours of all the questions. I'm just in general.
So you said eventually these signs will become property of the village?
Yes.
Okay, so is there some kind of way we could like make some signs and like sneak them in there subliminally that says the height clearance for the bridge? The shade break thing?
So, big neon sign.
On the side of the bridge.
So the amount of wiggle room we have is very minimal. So just budget wise, we had grand plans for, also putting in signs for like a bike trail and that kind of thing, and we just can't do it. The capacity isn't there. So probably not. Are you not? Oh, what? I thought there's not a clearance sign on there right now?
No.
When
When they went down another 2 feet,
Uh-huh.
they removed the sign.
So it becomes standard
There's no
now
sign.
that it's on 14 feet?
When they did the resurfacing, they went a little bit lower. And so now they don't need a sign when they're under 14 feet.
Correct, yeah.
Well, that's
The
weird.
sign is 13.9, over 13.9, there's no need for a sign.
Well, and I don't want to mess with railroad either.
I don't think
That was worth a shot.
I think they need a sign.
They should have painted on it. Just graffiti it.
Yeah.
Get a vandal out there.
Right on the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone was watching this, but if it happens to appear, then it's.
Right, exactly. So anyway, I think that is all that I have. And again, just please feel free to reach out to me and definitely talk to Rusty and Laura and Mike about their experience and what they learned. And again, any concerns or anything, I am available. So thank you so much, everybody. And I want to thank you for your patience and engagement and all of that over the many years we've been doing this. So hopefully we can all put it behind us and have lovely new signs.
Yeah, well, the DRI, everything fits right.
I know, I'm preaching to the choir with that one. All right, thank you all very much.
All right.
We have, people here to support us for the, bid for the solar array for choosing the contractor. Jen's here.
I'm not seeing two big people, but I've never seen a
Right, that's, well,
What are you talking about?
big.
The
Solar stuff.
The RFP that went out.
Right, but we're talking
They're gonna
about
do what?
allotting it to a particular group, but I've never seen it bid. I think we're required to see that before we vote on anybody taking it.
What are the people on the screen here for?
So This is Jennifer. She is our CEC coordinator that works with us.
What are they here for?
Well, so we put out the RFP for the solar, finding contractors for the solar array on the roof of the DPW building.
Right.
So we, as a committee and as a village, we did a lot of work over the past years to get money. So we got a $240,000 grant in total. There's 3 grants. But we did the benchmarking of all the municipally owned buildings to know their energy use. We had a Build Ready nomination for the wastewater treatment plant. We earned bronze in the certification in the climate smart communities. We did the community choice aggregation for 100% renewable energy. We had code officer training. The village did LED streetlights. We did 2 municipal building demos. So 2 of our municipal buildings run on clean energy. So that's heating and cooling. And we did the fleet inventory. So doing those actions got us the $240,000 to spend. And this is where most of the money is going to go to. So it will buy us the solar array to put on top of the DPW garage. And over 25 years, it's expected to save us just under $1 million for the taxpayers in the NYSEG bills. So saving the taxpayers that much money out of a free grant that we just did off of our hard work is pretty gratifying. So we had a pool of money, and so we set out to ask contractors who can build us the best system for what we have, for the money that we have. And
That was
so,
the RFP.
right. So we had certain stipulations with NYSERDA, who is the organization giving us the money, that we have to meet. And so with the bids that we got, we're going to be able to net zero the energy use of this building. So this is 100% energy building. There's no natural gas or anything because this is a new building. And so it takes like 72,000 kilowatt hours of energy a year for this building. So that array will be able to counteract all of this building's usage. And over 25 years, we'll save a whole lot of money by not having to pay NYSEG. So we received 2 bids. One was from Finger Lakes Renewables, and one was from Buffalo Solar. And both of them were excellent, so we had a hard time choosing between the companies because they're just really good. But the one that we selected, and I sent the letter about the recommendation earlier today, we selected that we think the board should select Finger Lakes Renewables because they have like 16 years more experience than the other company. And they're in Ithaca with no service charge to come if they need to come down and service the system if something goes wrong with the inverter. So, and also this proposal has 3 inverters and the Buffalo Solar one had 5 in it. And inverters are usually the first things to go in a system if it does go wrong. So with having 3 inverters, it would have less cost for us if in the future we had to replace that. That's a part of the section.
Has anybody did any study to check out the roof to see if it is structurally sound to withstand all of this weight that this array is gonna?
Before we started the project, that was one of the things that we wanted to identify.
And
So,
That's my
And
concern,
they-
the weight
yeah.
along with the snow load.
So we want to identify it, so who did it?
well, the person who put on the roof, who replaced the roof like 2 years ago, I spoke to him and talked to Fred, and so,
Did we have anybody like engineer wise look at this? I'm not sure it's,
Be much more comfortable with something in writing
I
than
mean, these things are not light at all.
So when you spoke to the gentleman that put on the roof or whatever, did we get information about warranty being voided if we put this on here?
no, he didn't think it wasn't gonna void. There's nothing that's gonna puncture the roof. These are, they're on balusters. And so this roof over here has, crushed rock on it because it needs the weight. So this is, at the time it was thought that this would help preserve the length or the longevity of the roof because it would help cover some of the cracks where in between the seams.
How is
So
it fastened down if it doesn't function?
Yeah, it's gotta be-
it's weighted balusters.
It's gotta be fastened down.
Anchored to something,
either to the ground or to the building.
Yeah, it's gotta anchor, because if you get a windstorm, that's what's gonna take those, it's gotta anchor, there's no way, it's not
Especially
especially
at
there.
an angle like that.
Yeah.
With the-
take the panels and roof with it.
Having done
It's gotta
building
fasten
construction
down.
classes, they're most definitely gonna be anchored to that building through the roof, guaranteed.
And they're definitely not light.
No,
And then you add snow on top of them. And what happens when it snows, like, these things get covered up and then we can get up there and shovel them off.
Oh, no, they're angled,
Angled.
angled,
yeah.
it's glass, angled glass, and it slides up. Well, I was looking at your letter here. I mean, you listed these two, companies, the Finger Lakes Renewable and Buffalo Solar. You didn't put down what the actual bids were, the costs.
Well, the costs are all the same. We only have a certain pool of money, so we were asking them to, propose the best system. So we were
Okay, so
looking
how much
from
money
the-
did right up
Was
into
it
the sign?
187,000?
It's a 187,557.
So the price was fixed, it was the.
Right, we need to
Right.
see what's in the bid, so, educationally, what we're voting.
Okay, did they give you, a detailed proposal?
Yes, yes. They came into the office.
I mean, that would tell us how they're gonna anchor it down.
Yes, they're using ballasts, weighted ballasts.
You know what those are?
They're just weighted
the
systems.
ballast system is used with heavy weights, concrete blocks, mechanically type systems. They use bolts or anchors to secure the racking directly to the roof structure.
Okay.
So it is gonna penetrate.
That's why I'm asking, what, they should be telling you exactly what they're gonna do. You don't have that here for us. Telling us their plan.
You have to know that that roof can withstand that type of.
I mean, we can ask that generic question of the roofer, so we know exactly what's going on.
Going on, exactly.
That's a generic answer.
So what is it?
Makes sense for a solar person to look at this and say, yeah, when we're putting up there 700 pounds and it's gonna hold it. Right.
So we understand that a lot of work's been done. We understand that we finally got some bid process out. We understand that we're moving along. It appears that we're not ready to say right this minute, okay, we got it, we're ready to accept this. We want some more documentation. We want to see some more
So,
things. I'm assuming that's one of the things that the people are
Somebody
asking.
should be able to do some calculations.
so
Yeah, sure.
do you want to hire somebody to do a structural analysis of the building?
I would think the solar maybe would do that.
Yeah,
Normally.
Who's going to do that for free for us?
It should be included in the price
And
of the
It
bid.
should be included in the price of the bid.
They can't just.
They should give you a written detail of what they're gonna do.
They could put it up there and the building would collapse.
Yep, and then who's liable?
So we've already put out the RFP for that. So what we need to do is that evaluation is if our building is strong enough. So you're asking to hire a structural engineer to come in and look at the building?
It should sound like it should be included in what their analysis was in order to build this.
If they know how to do it, they should tell us what
They
they're
should
gonna
know how
do.
much their equipment weighs and the whole kit and
How in the
caboodle.
world would they sign up to do this if they didn't have a feeling about
I
that?
would think they would already have done that, to be honest. Or they wouldn't be.
We had no idea how many panels were going up there until somebody bid on it, so we didn't know what to even ask them.
Or what they weigh.
Right.
because they're different around.
I mean, there was a building, DPW equipment, and the solar panels, who knows? Or it might be great.
So if I find out how much they weigh, how are you gonna know if that's gonna be too much for the building?
Well, Finger Lakes Renewable could tell us.
I would ask them.
They need to give us a detail on what they plan to do and what the effects are.
I would ask the company, because they probably have.
Can I-
they have to do this for.
Can I contribute?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Jennifer Kushner. I work with Tompkins County Cornell Cooperative Extension, and we're contracted by NYSERDA to be the CEC coordinator to assist you throughout this grant process. And just a little bit of background on the grant itself, and then if I could contribute to your questions. But just to give you a little bit of background on the timing of the grant. So the NYSERDA grant is, and as Laura gave a great overview of the grants that you received, and that was through a lot of your hard work, the village's hard work. You have 3 grants totaling about $240,000, and you've already gotten some of the components of that grant. But the timeline of the grant, these grants are broken into 2 different sections, 2 different timings, and right now we're in the planning phase. There's 2 phases of the grant, and each phase, there's the planning phase and then the project completion phase, and each phase has a set of deliverables that are due at the end of that phase. So the completion, the planning phase, the deliverables were actually due September 30th, and we've been able to ask NYSERDA for a little bit of an extension because of the issues with the RFP having to be reissued. But we are on a little bit of a time crunch just to give an idea, because we don't want to lose this money that is coming towards the village.
We don't want to lose the roof either.
What is the deadline?
So they've given us about another month, and just for this first section, the only thing that we're required to submit is basically you have to decide who you'll be working with. So we need the contract with which consultant you'll be working with, and then there'll be an energy metrics workbook that I would help you develop and submit. So that's just the time crunch that we're working against. And then just your questions about the roof, those are all valid questions and concerns, obviously. You know, you're concerned about your roof and your building, obviously that's a big deal. I will say that all these companies are very qualified. They would not do this work without that, and a lot of them will do their due diligence beforehand. And if they have any concerns, they'll tell you that you have to have an independent study before they do it. So they do look at it. They both of them are very experienced and have worked with a lot of communities and put these same types of systems on roofs. And they would tell you up front if they are not able to do that on that building, or if they feel there are any concerns.
What did they include in their bid when they said, yeah, we can do it for that price? What did they tell you they were going to do?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear your question.
What did Finger Lakes tell you they were going to do?
So the bid is for the proposal is just for the system itself, but the details then would be worked out once you're under contract with them. If there is something more that needs to be done, they would let you know that. But I mean, they are very experienced putting these types of systems on roofs and municipal buildings, just like this one.
Well, that's nice to know that they're experienced, but they haven't told you what they're going to do, the details.
Well, the systems are generally, they're tagged down, they are bolted down systems that are they're mounted with brackets, and then they have flashing to prevent any kind of leaks or anything like that. They're pretty standardized systems, so
it's attached to the roof?
Yeah, they are attached
to the roof. That's what we were asking
So we need to know if it's compatible with the roof.
I'm assuming this bid was done sight unseen.
No,
I don't know.
They came
Somewhere
here.
it sounds like there's a cart before a horse here.
They came here and looked at it.
Well, they looked
Yeah.
at it. Where's it?
I mean, if we get something in black and white saying they're
Yeah.
comfortable with it, they would be liable to collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Really
something
written.
we want to know.
Right.
are you going to be liable for something that happens to our roof?
Right, pending any structure.
Not that you broke it with, that it broke. I mean, you know, I mean,
I'm not.
I mean, that, you can include language in your contract if there's something you're concerned with. If you select your contractor and there's something you want to make sure is included in your contract, you can include that in your contract.
So I think the issue is, this isn't just selecting the contractor, this is approving the bid, which probably ties us to doing the whole deal.
Yes, they haven't told us what they're gonna do for that price.
Well, it's to install the system.
Right, but you said one has 3 inverters, one has 5, we don't know the specifics. Because we have not seen
there
it.
is a like
Let me-
five is good.
I don't want to see it right now, I'm in the middle of a meeting.
So it's 162 450 watt modules.
Could you, I'm not
Could you
gonna
send us
process
that,
this
the
information in
one-
5 minutes, I need to look at it so I know what I'm looking at. You telling me numbers does no good tonight. I have no idea what they're in relation to.
We're not disputing the grant, everything
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
good.
and
That's just
their design
the grant and
plans.
everything is fine.
Yeah.
It's just,
These are questions we've been asking for months about the roof in particular, and it's just kind of been brushed off until this point.
No, nothing's been brushed off.
And had you given me numbers, but you haven't given us any specifics. Oh, so-and-so said, that doesn't hold up in a court of law. I want black and white, somebody on paper saying, yes, that is, or no, it is not. Otherwise, we're not doing the responsible thing for the village.
So it does say in their bid that there is a roof warranty included in as part of their bid. It says, provided that the homeowner complies with any recommendations or repairs that they tell you before they install. So they would tell you if you had any repairs that needed to be done. Otherwise, they do guarantee that there will be no leaks on your roof for the next 2 years, you know, as from this system.
I mean, I would.
Well, have you received-
My repairs if you bring it to any contractor. I'm really not trying to be difficult, but we need to be responsible.
this should have been figured out during the planning stage,
Well-
and this crunch time shouldn't even.
Yeah.
We are the same,
If you
Mr. Mayor.
have more information that you could send us, that would be great.
Like the bids.
Yeah, you need to know what they bid.
They have no position to vote tonight at all.
a similar conundrum. We have, these happen to us all the time, and I'm not saying something terrible about anybody, but we were supposed to have something done by September 30th. They're gonna give us another 30 days. All of a sudden, we're told we need to make a decision. We're gonna lose it if we don't do it. This happens to us all the time. Nobody did anything bad or anything, except we're not ready to make that decision. So we need some, I don't know what information exactly we need, but we need some more. And if we're gonna try and make that decision before November, or before October 30th, we're gonna need a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Whether you like them or not, I'd like to ask John Whittemore, who knows more about solar heat than anybody around here, what he thinks about all this. And I know he's talked to us before about it. I'd like to ask some people like that.
well, just like this bid for the sewer
And I'd like to see
plant.
bids.
They spell out what they're gonna do.
There is a.
For the
bid,
price.
I just haven't seen it. There is a.
Yes, I can share it with you.
But I don't wanna see it right this minute. I wanted to see it 2 weeks before I come to this meeting.
Before you accept their bids, they should come look at the roof and tell you what you have to do.
They've been there to see the roof out. So, I mean, I think what we need is the rest of the information so that we can make an informed decision.
So probably 2 weeks from now is the right time to do this, because then we can distribute the bids and then everybody can vote and question.
I understand and appreciate your reasoning for wanting this particular company. I agree. They're newer, they're closer, there's less cost involved because they don't have to pay transport.
We're not disputing that at all.
Right, and I think it's really good that they're gonna offer a free service plan to go along with it. That sounds good.
We need to see that in writing. I mean, if you look at this bid the sewer department got for MSS, we're gonna look at in a little bit. I mean, they detail what they're doing.
That's a bad example. They didn't get that right.
Well, whatever, but at least
Okay.
it's spelled out.
It's an example of it.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, material, the actual labor things they're doing.
So your questions for the next meeting are how much do the panels weigh and how much does it weigh?
No, it would be to see the bid, to see what's in it.
Yeah, the bid.
Okay, you want to see the bid,
Who's
but do
gonna
you,
verify if the roof is gonna hold this?
so who's gonna verify the roof? Because I've already,
That'll be a question for them.
That's up to that contractor.
They should say that when they come, they will look at it, you need these repairs before I can put this on, that's what we need to know.
well, they've already asked us if we've gotten a structural analysis.
Oh,
Well, then they kind of, we need, somebody needs one.
Right.
We didn't have any money to do a structural
So we
analysis.
just ignore it and pray for the best.
I called
It
and
doesn't fall in.
talked to the person who installed the roof. I talked to Fred.
Either one are structural engineers.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not qualified to make that decision.
I've worked with Legos before, but that's about the extent of my engineering.
You'd have to call probably Apple.
I mean, I imagine our insurance would require us to have
Oh, yeah.
something that it only does have, and it covers
You got to call like Apple Wayne or Hunt or.
somebody that we can ask them up to.
So it's a village-owned building, so like we can obviously have somebody come and look at a village building and tell us if it's strong enough to hold the weight of a solar panels.
Hey, we're also gonna have to tell that person exactly what's going up there, or they're not gonna give us an answer.
We need to know where we're paying this person out.
We gotta write a check.
Well, if we write a check, but we know we're gonna save money on electric over the years.
So, you know, no,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no doubt,
it's
but they say, but
numbers.
we gotta get to that.
It's a
Right.
good
Yeah, I
chunk.
mean,
Again, it's a good chunk of change.
They gotta tell us what they're gonna do, it's not gonna ruin the building.
But I mean, I think, you know,
The
with
structural guys
the,
would wanna know exactly what
Going on there.
they're putting up there, where they're putting it, how heavy, you know what I mean?
What's gonna go in the roof, what's,
right. And I mean, there's a lot of things they say, like the way you tilt your panels can make a difference on how much ballast you need or what sort of system. So there's a lot of things like that. Those are like some of the questions I think we need to have kind of a little bit answered too, because that makes a difference on what you need to put up on your roof. So that can change the weight, make it less weight that you have to have up there, which would be great.
so.
I mean, Fred is not a structural
What's
engineer.
another question along those
It's at
lines?
10 degrees to the south.
Another thing along those lines, we were talking about, how big an array do we need? We're now talking about, this is how much these guys are bidding to take care of this building. It's not taking care of that building or other buildings. It's not giving us extra that we can sell to the nice egg. It's just to take care of this building, which, not saying that's not good and bad. But, so how big a system is going on to do that? Is it covering the whole roof? Is it covering a third of the roof? Can it be spread out? We don't know any of that crap.
It's the whole roof. And the system is 72,900 kilowatt hours.
Which is why we'd be in net zero.
Yeah, but what
Yes.
Rusty is saying is what is the size of the layout of these panels?
Whatever they-
How much of
covers
the
the
roof
whole-
is it gonna take up?
It covers the whole roof.
Because the structural people are the one doing all that. like, plans and-
Yeah, so
Little piece of middle, little piece of corner.
So we
everything.
showed them, you know, the building, the measurements of it. And, you know, when we had to give the companies all the information about our project so that they could bid on it. So that was already researched before, you know, the companies could bid on it.
But if the structural guy comes back and says your roof's not gonna hold that, there's no point in doing anything.
Get a structure going into.
So another of the things that we don't know, because we don't, how old's the roof? How much was the life expectancy of the roof? What's the warranty of the roof now? All those things.
We don't know how the roof is,
Yeah.
just put it on. But
Roof's 2 years old,
what's
life
underneath the roof,
expectancy of
as
30
far as
years.
like.
Life expectancy of 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, good, because the warranty that we were just told that they'll take care of leaks or whatever is 2 years. That's what some was just said a minute ago. 2-year warranty on a system, that the roof's supposed to last for 30, system's supposed to give us stuff for 30, but they're gonna warranty for 2 years.
So that's,
Not their panels, but just the.
that
rest
was
of it.
the roof
That's right,
that it's sitting on.
correct.
Not their system. Their system has warranties for that. So there's a 10-year warranty on the inverters and a 20-year warranty on the rest of it. And she had a,
I just wanted to clarify that 2 years was in case there was anything because of their installation that happened. That's not the system's warranty.
the system warranty is longer. It's 20 years for the panels.
2 years to look for leaks or anything of that sort.
Right.
Prove that they come.
That should be perfect.
Yeah, we have a 20-year warranty on the panels with that company. It was 15 with the other.
So the big question is the structural stuff.
Yeah.
Doing the
Did
bids.
you get that looked at before we said, yes, we're gonna do this?
We have to send out a request for that. I don't even know how much it costs for somebody to look at that.
I don't
Probably,
think
'cause we
it
don't
costs
have
that
like a
much.
Architect on, like a standing bid, you know what I mean?
We've gotten structural analysis of like a fire station and stuff like that, and it costs under 5,000.
Typically.
Well, because we're gonna save more than that in the long run.
Yeah, but
According to the numbers.
Millions of dollars, but it needs to be done.
Right.
It needs to be done before we say, yes, let's spend this money and do it.
It's under the limit of anything that I would have to ask for permission for to hire somebody to do.
Still gotta get somebody within that time frame to actually do it.
Right.
Because apparently we're on a crunch, which is what it is. That's
yeah,
what
you
it is.
got a month to get it done.
We're gonna find somebody that can do it in the next week or two. So
If it's something that needs to be done, then we can move forward, and everybody be happy.
But they're gonna want all the specs of the system,
yes, they are.
Yeah.
the layout and everything.
So, well, that's why I say we need the exact bid of this company.
That's
Area of the world. Especially
Well-
meeting numbers before the November deadline.
Right.
I know nobody likes doing those, but
an extra meeting in October if we
Yeah.
go down to it.
it is our responsibility to do all this diligence.
So it doesn't come back to bite us in the.
It would appear that the poor folks that are gonna have to grab a hold of this are the mayor and the head of public works. The rest of us here are unqualified, we don't have the authority, it's sitting in your lap, Mike.
The grant requires us to say that we're gonna work with one contractor, is that what it requires us by that date?
So you have to choose a contractor to work with and then make a like a contract. And then that's when the money will come to the village,
That's what it's.
once you've decided that you're gonna work with an installer.
Now, that's an interesting thought, because I was asking back when we were getting money for the electric car, and we were getting money for the stuff, when do we get the money? And you're insinuating now that if we make a deal with a contractor and sign a contract with him, the money's coming to the village.
The first half.
Ah, okay, so not the money, the first half of the money.
Yeah.
I'm just
So-
asking
120?
how that works.
Planning phase, you get 25% of the money, and in the completion part of the grant, you get reimbursed with the, reimbursement.
You said 25% just now.
The payment after you submit all the deliverables and get them accepted for the first, that planning phase, is $55,704. And then the remaining $169,000 would be after completion of the full project.
And we'd have to float that for.
You don't have to take out a loan.
It's like about 90 days that it would be from,
Yeah, they rent this DR, yeah. They
to
got
build
loans.
it.
I got another quick question for the 240 that we were getting on this. Is this 240 now just for the solar? Because before we were gonna get about 240, but we were spending 60, and so we only got 187 for the solar now. Is that about right?
Right, so the 240 was for everything, and we got 4 products, and the solar is about 187 and a half.
Did we get all the money for the other things yet? The
We
power,
got
the tools?
we got the beginning. We've only gotten the first stage of it. So after we complete this, then we can get reimbursed for the other stuff that we've already bought. So
So we still don't have money for the car.
The car,
We
the
gotta do all of
chargers,
this to
the
get that money.
landscaping equipment.
Okay, but she was just saying that we'll, at the planning, we'll get 60-some thousand, and then we'll get 160-some later.
Yeah.
So that isn't just for the solar, because that's 225 or 230. So that's gotta be the whole schmeal. So we gotta, what?
That's for the entire, sorry.
No, go
That's
ahead.
for the entire project. So build to date has been $12,681 about.
That's what they've given us today?
Yes, right.
Gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
We've just asked this a million times about when, do we have the money for the car? We don't have the money for our car. When's it coming for the car?
Yes.
And every time we hear,
So the clarification
later.
is that you have to say and send into the grant, what place, where you're gonna get it, and then, they'll send you the money. So until we have a contractor and a signed contract for the solar array, we won't get the money for that stage because we haven't proven that we're going to be buying it, because we haven't signed a contract with somebody.
What is the
to
money
say we're
for
doing
that
it.
stage?
What's-
the planning stage, she said it was 69,000.
It's like the 55,000 that we're gonna get for that.
Okay, so that would be in addition to the 12,000 we've already received.
Right.
Correct.
And then, once we have that, then the other things that we've already bought that we're waiting to be reimbursed for, that money can go. But until we've finished our planning phase of this last item, we're not gonna get reimbursed for the other three.
We're gonna float $110,000, $120,000 to completion of the solar panels, and whatever the state disperses our.
This is a bigger chunk of flow than a $40,000 car.
So where are we?
Well, we gotta get an engineer to check the roof, right?
I thought it might be something simple, like we say, we're working with these people. Back in box, go out and get it.
Well, we could
We have to have a contract.
select a contract, the contractor. And then
Well, we have to
enter
sign the contract.
into the contract period, explore the
I wouldn't sign the
getting a bid
contract.
for the roof.
Okay, because we haven't seen it, so I don't know if there's clauses like, hey, the roof's not gonna hold it, do we get to back out, cancel everything?
We need our lawyer to look at the contract.
Yeah.
So we haven't created a contract because we would do that after, after we select them, we would create the
And it's
contract.
not totally to put in the cart before the horse.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta see the bid,
And when we
can vote on it.
And when we back out and we don't do the contract with the contractor, and now the planning deadline is come and gone, and now we can't have our money for the car because we haven't fulfilled the planning stage of the whole thing, and.
That's how they get you.
We're obligated to complete this, and we want to be reasonable, compensate. But we have steps we need to do before.
Yeah. We need an engineer to look at to make sure, and maybe we need to scale it down if it can't hold it the whole weight, but it would be great if it could.
As I was saying before, Mike, it's kind of on you in a way, you and Fred.
Yeah, if we haven't been involved until.
So I'm just saying, but yeah.
Well, Fred's been there when you talked with the
What's that?
people, right?
I mean, we've been working at this for a long time.
I'm talking about what has to be done now, and who has to do it. And we can make some kind of a motion here, but that doesn't mean crap. It's on the mayor and on Fred to take a step here, in my opinion.
We have to find somebody to analyze that, build it.
Yeah, I mean, you should.
Make a motion to do what he just said, to find a person to do this, and then we can move this forward. It ain't gonna get done tonight, but that's what has to be done. I agree with you.
It's gonna, we don't need a motion. The mayor's gonna take this upon himself.
Just trying to move
We don't
it.
tell the mayor what to do. He's gonna take it upon himself to do this or not. We're not gonna fix it.
Yeah, I mean, if these people had told you, Laura, that they needed to see, that we needed to provide the engineers for the design, you should have told us that, so we could have taken care of it sooner.
what we didn't do, what any of us didn't do is not really matter. What we have to do now is what matters.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, yeah,
I'm just
We didn't
addressing
get it.
Laura's frustration that she can't get it done tonight.
I can't hire a structural engineer on the village's dime, so I have not done that for this project.
Well,
I
you
don't
should
have
have
that
told us.
information,
You're not at fault.
for you.
I would assume that they would.
One of the key little thing here that got said apparently was when one of these contractors said, did you have a structural engineer? Did you village get a structural engineer to look at this? That's kind of the key for us. It doesn't matter, we didn't, because we just didn't. They were kind of hitting it, we should.
Well, I'm sure they do this all the time. so
Yeah.
they probably know.
And they're also hitting, it ain't gonna be on us.
Right. Which I would think
Sure.
they would be on that.
Yeah, but they're not gonna spend that, like, we're gonna spend a few $1,000s to get an analysis. Some company's not gonna do that for us for free to do a bid.
No, of course not.
They want 100 grand, they would. 200.
Where are we going on this, kids?
We can't do much of it till. They're always
Yeah.
going on.
I have a Zoom meeting at 8, so.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, sneaky on
This
it.
man's gonna talk about chicken, so he's waiting for that.
Oh, he's talking about the check.
Thanks,
I
Kevin.
Yeah.
haven't sat on a board meeting in forever, and I want to see how it works.
Well, I would propose that we table, assigning the, firm to do the job until our next meeting, after the mayor has had a chance to talk with Fred and get someone to do a structural design or engineering.
Yeah.
Point of order,
And then, wait,
finish.
and also we need to see an actual bid from the company at the next meeting.
Which the engineers.
So point of order, Mayor, Mr. Mayor.
I'll get all
Not trying to pick on you, but when you use those words, because that's how you do it when you're making a motion, I would propose. We have no motion on the floor. We have no motion to table. So we're not going to do that. If we're not going to take any action, we're going to hope the mayor does his thing. We don't table anything because we have nothing to table.
I'll get a hold of Tim and see, the big thing will be having somebody do that analysis.
Yeah,
Timeframe,
yeah.
I don't know.
all that.
And hopefully it can be done expeditiously.
You're going to talk Tim Steed and Hunt, the mayor. Yeah, you're going to go to the sources and see what we can find out.
Yeah, Hunt's not the only place that can do it.
No, but that's where you're going to gather some information.
That's where we have a relationship that might do it in a week.
Yeah.
They like to
You
do
might
things
even-
for us because they want us to hire them to do the next thing. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to do it, but the mayor's going to go where he goes.
Just 'cause they get my attention a little bit.
Well, and you might, ask, Finger Lakes Renewable, who they might suggest as an engineer. If they have that
Yeah,
information.
recommendation.
The way it's gotta be done quick.
Right, that's gonna be the hardest part, so these are done.
Well, a couple of favors to our friends.
Play a couple of golf tournaments.
You have a dance off.
Yeah, right. Just golf with them.
Unless we're going to take an action, can we do something else next?
All right, let's move on. This informational to Owego community affairs is reapplying for their.
They're a pretty good area.
Did we get the thing that we'll get in the document for that? Do we have that?
It's in here. We've got this.
Which we don't have to do anything about this.
They just send us a letter.
Yeah, we have a letter.
Did you get it in your box?
Sounds good.
Another
I didn't
informational.
get one either.
It's in the attachments. I know you didn't get it.
Taking these pictures of our-
Another informational thing, our health insurance is going up 18% in 2026.
That makes CSA negotiations hard.
Doesn't, we don't have nothing to do with it, that's just info.
Just wish all these numbers came in when we could actually use them.
We did the budget.
Yeah, for the budget, be nice.
Budgeted a 10% increase. Let's see, we got a couple of guys.
Yeah.
Our just sitting back here for no real reason.
Department head.
We got for us.
Yeah, let's do it.
We woke up the fire department.
Better off than the darn bell going off.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hands them out before.
Sorry, I've been up since 3.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but
I'm tired.
yeah.
Right. I wasn't here in September to go over August numbers, but we had our busiest month of the year with 43 calls, 6 for mutual aid, 2 other departments.
This is August, right?
Yep, this is both.
August and September.
You got both there, yeah?
Yep. September, we had 28 calls. We had a need for mutual aid once for a structure fire on West Ave. We needed additional interior firemen, as it was just me on the scene at the time. And
Need more than one
But it
person.
was well, not supposed to, but I did. But
You can't
we won't
rifle
go
the
there.
hose and everything else.
Make sure that gets deleted. The reason I missed last meeting is we honored our line of duty death, Steve Gavin, at St. Patrick's Cemetery. That's something that I brought on this year that we're going to continue to do. We lay a nice wreath up there and remember him, say a couple nice words. And the next one is Roy Wilsey in November.
That's a new one.
It won't
I don't have the exact
coincide.
date, but I
I
will
will
be
say
there.
it's seven.
We participated in 9/11 Memorial at Hickory's Park, and then we did Tiger Opportunities Fire Extinguisher training for their employees. We had a fire extinguisher simulator. At Campbell got a grant from the Floyd Hooker Foundation. The caveat of getting that grant was if a department asked to borrow it for demonstrations, that department get it. So it'll also be available on Village Appreciation Night. We're going to set it up all 5 stations. So
Great.
if you want to take a look, it's really cool. It gets the full effect for you.
I'm cooking burgers. Bring it over.
Yes. Our training was all hands-on. We did hydrant training, SCBA maze, car fires, which we had a couple calls, 911 out of that night over at Weitzman's.
Oh, yes. And I got a bunch of texts about what's on fire in the village.
We had Hunter Down in the Woods hands-on training with Campbell and Appalachian. We did ground ladders and flat roof rescue training, and then we did ladder truck familiarization hands-on at the OFA school. The rescue truck has finally gotten parts starting to come in, and it is starting being repaired from its fender bender.
So we have a 12,000 insurance thing.
Yeah, that came in, so that will go to Rapid Fire once he's complete his work. I gave him a date of, it's gotta be done by November 1st, because he's kind of dragging his feet with it. There was some extenuating circumstances, so the parts will be coming here, and from here, they'll be installed by him. So it'll come in probably under the 12 because there's no upcharge for the parts.
Okay. Did we ever do trainings for the sewer plant? I know we have a plan of action, but
We-
really, we never need to have you go there.
We will not go there. We will call Endicott or Ithaca's technical rescue team. We will go, we will assess the situation, but if it's in a tank, I've talked to Dirk before, that is beyond our scope. That is
We had
professionals.
a plan of action, but I'd like to make sure.
And if it's
Commissioner.
Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to about 5 p.m., we can get Lockheed's confined space trench rescue team, which is even better. And there's like 7 or 8 guys that are always on there.
Thank you.
Ladder truck has just 2 parts missing to get our nozzle working again, but that is 100% functioning. This is everything else, not counted.
I got you.
Me too. Anything for me?
So for the information from the chief, I'd like to make a motion to bump this budget.
Oh, yeah. That's later down in the thing, but we can.
Everything.
The
I'll say.
insurance check came in, so
12,901, it's like second.
Yeah.
Thanks to our good driving skills around the pool.
yeah. That was a chief. So.
Brian, second.
Yes. Brian, second.
I second.
Let's vote on that quick. Brian.
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rusty? Yes. Laura?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
So it's written, so it shall be.
Thank you all.
Other than that, thank you. Your banquet is coming up.
Yes, the 18th.
Right after Village Appreciation.
Yes. Was a
People
pleasure.
do that weekend.
And homecoming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Homecoming night is the 18th?
it's the 18th, yeah.
Well, the football game ended there, but I assume the dance prep is.
Yes.
Don't know.
Sorry to keep you so long.
Yeah.
Busy night for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be a busy weekend. All right, let's do dirt next. Sewer plant.
I've only got two things, because one of them was consuming the last month. I set out a little packet for everybody to look at, to see, get all the background information, so I'm just gonna skip ahead to, the main point of my opinion. The company that won the bid for EQ tank cleaning, came in. They did not send the proper stuff, in my opinion. Repeated requests from the boots on the ground people, met with total resistance. Job that was supposed to take 5 to 7 days ended up taking 21 to 23 days. 3 weeks into it, I get a change order request for an additional $30,000 to what they originally bid. The stuff that they mentioned in there, both I and my crew chief had explained to them on day one that that was what they were walking into, and they still bid on it without actually verifying anything. I guess my opinion is that the board stick with the original bid and the contingency money to pay to them because the job is done, and to deny the change order.
And I talked to Nate earlier about this, and that's his recommendation.
Yep, I talked to him Friday about it.
Dirk, did you say the job is done?
Job is done, they finished Friday.
So they're not gonna do $30,000 worth or stuff, they say they've already done it, they want the money for it. Okay.
And Nate thinks they don't have a lot of grounds, because they bid a fixed price thing.
So their bid fixed price, they bid originally was like 70,000 or something.
It ended up being like 94-ish.
So, and then the next bid, we were only able to get two, was like 200 and something.
So that was like 500-some-thousand.
Okay, and we have to do this process every 3 to 5 years?
We're not quite sure yet. We're hoping 3, but it might come down to 1.5 to 2.
But it wouldn't be to this capacity if we do it in that time frame.
Where are you going, Laura?
Well, if we don't pay them an extra 30,000 now, in 2 years or 3 years, are we gonna have to pay like $500,000 to
There were
someone
other
company?
companies that I talked to that actually visited us, and they gave me verbal quotes. When I sent them the reference to do bidding, none of them understood the whole bid process because they were all from other states that don't have this. So we didn't really get any bids from them. But overall, all the people I talked to talked about 150 to just south of 200,000.
So that's really what this kind of job would cost. The next time we need to do it, right?
Eric, if we can keep the maintenance at 1.5 to 2 years, can we do it ourselves?
I'd like to say yes.
The potential is there. The potential is there if
Yeah.
we keep a closer eye. I mean, because we were going by what the original engineer told us, 5 to 7.
Yeah.
A little off. So I remember correctly, year 3, it started kind of shutting stuff down or something of that sort.
So we have hopefully we have the telltale signs to know when we're gonna start getting into a danger area and we can just shut down and try to handle it ourselves.
There's steps we can take, like if the septic's receding, having something that will pull out some of the.
Right.
But that's also an expense up front, but.
There's a lot tying into that. But the big reason about the 30,000 is what was in the bid, what we were told versus what they claimed that we told them, and not helping their guys whatsoever. My guys did more work helping them than the company did.
Which I honestly recommend against because they get all this liable. I mean, I'm glad they did, they got it done, but in hindsight, they made prevailing wage.
Yes. So Laura's point that I'm going to make for her is if we have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to have somebody do this, and these guys did it cheap, and we pay them $30,000 more, are we going to be in better shape? And the reason we're not is because they're not doing this again. First, we don't want them doing it, and they're not doing this again for $100,000 or 120. So if it's 150 or 2, like we're talking about a bunch of other guys, these guys aren't going to do this for 120. They're going to want 150 or 2. We're not going to win by giving them a bunch of money. Does that sound logical to you?
There's a lot of he said, she said stuff. The guy, the boots on the ground guys told me that the project manager that actually did up the bid, he got majorly chewed out and stuff because he bid way low.
Yeah.
But that's hearsay.
Bottom line, back to 30,000, we would have paid if we had that in the original bid.
Yeah.
It was still substantially lower than the next guy.
That's true. Well, what like company got a good job for it.
Well, like change orders, you don't give in after you've done your work. That's not how change orders work.
But this company versus other companies, they told us 5 to 7 days, where all the other companies said it's at least 2 weeks. So they undersold to get to turn around and try to get more money.
I don't know how long this company's been in business, but that's how they did. I can't see them being in business extremely long.
I don't know how to answer that too, right? That's what you're saying.
Well, I was just thinking, if we're gonna have to do this every couple of years, maybe we should have a reserve fund from the septage that comes in. Take a certain amount and put it in the reserve fund to have it ahead of time.
Well, there is a reserve fund that, I don't remember what it is. There is a reserve fund for upgrade, plant maintenance.
We have the money to pay the 30, there's just
okay.
zero reason to do it.
I think it's the GJ account, which a portion of everybody's sewer bill every time goes into this account.
Yeah, capital improvements,
Kim did a quick calculation and said about 60,000 goes in every year.
Okay.
So in 3 years, it can last 3 years, and we should be covered each time, hopefully.
That's true.
Now would be a good time to find other companies anyway, just to have something in our back pocket.
So yeah, they recommended not accepting that.
We have to make a motion for that.
So,
Consulting, so that's.
yeah, let's not make any motion until Nate tells us that we need to do that. Let's take no action and not pay it.
Ask him to make.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You cut me off, sir.
Were you talking?
You were talking to me.
Say what I was going to say.
That's pretty much what I was saying. We don't need to take an action.
And until Nate tells us we need to deny it by motion, we just don't take an action right now, and we deny it later if we have to. We're not doing it.
Okay, so my question would be, since the job is done, are we gonna agree to pay them what they contracted?
I don't think so, yeah.
Maybe we talk to Nate about that too. Maybe because we're just not happy with their job at all. I don't know.
The contingency.
Well, I'm not happy with the company. The guys that came here, I would hire them again in a heartbeat if they were their own company.
I mean, I
was
was
saying that was
about the contingency money. That should be paid out, if that was something that they should have been asking for with issues. I don't know. I think that's a Nate question, if we were giving them the extra 15%.
Yeah, let's ask Nate before we give them any more money.
I think the contingency is what pushed it to 94, if I'm not mistaken, from like the 75, whatever it was.
Yeah, we'll talk to Nate about that.
The only other thing I had was, during all of this, we had our Fifth Ave pump station kind of go down on us, working intermittently, scratching our heads, trying to figure out what the problem is. Once we kind of figured it out, of course, our doctor decided to follow up with all kinds of electrical problems, which has been fixed since then. So I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to the town utilities department, because they brought their Vector and for like half their crew down to assist us with that.
If I'm not mistaken, they were in the crap with the our guys, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were jumping in ahead of everybody.
Glad we worked hand in hand like that with the town.
They were very curious as to what was going on, so of course they volunteered.
One of our guys who likes to jump down in was ready, there was already a guy down there.
Yeah. Well, we had more than enough people wanting to jump in there.
I don't understand.
That's
Right.
special volunteers.
We're in thankful for us.
That's right. Anything else? No, that's it. Okay. Perfect.
Let's see, the police department, we got some stuff. We would like to hire Matt Howard from part-time to part-time off the civil service list, which I think we determined last time.
What'd you say, Mike? We should what?
He wants to hire Matt Howard from part-time to part-time civil service. But remember, he explained last time what the difference was?
Why that had to be done.
Right.
I'm trying to remember the exact reasoning that it needed to be, I think it was so that he could work more hours.
Yes.
And we did already gave him a slight raise.
Right. He doesn't want to raise, he just wants to.
No,
take
no.
off civil service.
And can I speak?
Yep.
I talked to him today and I wanted, just because I'm still not exactly 100% sure, are we obligating ourselves to a bunch of things when we hire him to civil service, as opposed to just being hired
I don't think so.
part-time?
Anyway.
I want to know if there are more benefits. I did want to know if that makes it, because our part-time guys work at our leisure so that we can fire them anytime. If we hire civil service, do we no longer have control over?
So part-times.
Okay, so
It's a very slight thing.
let me just see that.
It just means he claims and won't be eligible.
He's on the civil service list. He's eligible. If we want him, I can't really describe this to you exactly how it works, but if we want, we can take him off that list and hire him on our civil service.
Right.
I know I'm not making this
We
clear.
claim him off the list so that.
We can do that. We couldn't do that till now.
Can't.
He's on the list.
If he took the test and passed it. He hadn't done that. So I guess that's the thing.
So I don't know the exact wording. I would like to move that we hire Matt Howard, who is part-time civil service.
With the, we're gonna do a probationary. Well, no, part-time, you know.
No probation, no,
Always
because
probationary.
A second.
Any discussion about that? It's a very slight thing. Brad,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
John,
yes,
Rusty.
yes.
Laura.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he would like to hire Andrew DeMuth, who is part-time currently, to full-time to fill the position number 3 of the COPS grant, which has about 18 months left to fill somebody.
This is the brother of the previous.
This is, yeah,
Yes.
little DeMuth.
Little DeMuth.
Okay. The other one wasn't very big.
This one's a little bit
Yeah, I don't know.
younger, maybe.
He's definitely younger.
Yes.
So I move that we hire Andrew DeMuth, full-time police officer at the contract beginning salary, which we'll find the number. I'm interrupting my motion. We'll find the number later, but at EVA contract minimum salary with the 18-month probation.
Second.
Okay. Any other discussion on him? Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
No.
Ron?
Yes.
Brad?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
And yes.
And can I interrupt now, Mike? It's fine that you said what you said, but we have these 3 COPS grants that we need to do this. And so we need to find somebody to do this COPS grant so we can get the rest of our COPS grant money. So we have to hire somebody to do this. And he's already working for us, probably.
So actually, this hopefully will slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then we get reimbursed, at least for the next 18 months. Okay, then he would like to hire, I'll get the name wrong, Sony?
Can I spell it for Rodney?
Go ahead.
His first name is Sony, S-O-N-Y. His last name is Jean, Jean, dash Philippe, Phillippe. Or anybody else that's writing it down. No, he's already.
He's happy around.
Yes.
Sounds French.
He's from France.
He's part-time, starting at $20 an hour. He's currently a peace officer for Ithaca College. Has to do 160 hours in-service training with our department. We have police officer status.
He lives in Binghamton. Works at Ithaca College where Ivan Cruz works. In fact, he's a friend of Ivan's, lives in Binghamton. He has been to the academy. He has been EMS for years. He's highly qualified in a whole bunch of ways. And yeah, because Ron and I interviewed him. So anyways, a highly qualified guy, and he is a peace officer because that's what they call them and what they have to do at Ithaca College. And he does want to work for us. We hire a lot of part-time guys that aren't going to do a bunch of stuff. He says he's going to work a bunch for us, which is what we need him on. And he has to get that final certification. He has to, whatever they call it, 160 hours of ride along, and then he will, he'll be, we're going to hire him immediately, but then he'll be free and clear on that.
I have zero reason to believe he won't pass that certification.
No.
He's very physically fit, very outgoing, personable. I think he'd be a good fit for the village.
So I move we hire Sony Jean-Philippe as a part-time officer, $20 an hour. Obviously, no benefit.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion on him?
Yes.
Jerry?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
No.
Ron?
Yes.
And yes. Next thing is my thing, I already signed that to go. And then just a reminder that the village appreciation night is Friday, October 17th, 5 to 9:30. So if anyone wants to volunteer.
Be there about 8:05.
City.
Maybe earlier if everybody's there, nobody's on Lake Street.
Right. Be there probably 3 o'clock,
It's a great event.
4 o'clock.
I know the community really likes it.
Yeah.
She's it.
It'll be a good time.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
So something from the police. I have here the request for firework permit, and it has a certificate of insurance, and it has the permit with,
I don't know if we have to approve those, I think that's normally just a red thing, but yeah.
I'm not sure what we did before when he asked for, it's written down when he asked for the permission to have the night, but we probably said that it was contingent on the fireworks.
Right, plus licenses and stuff.
So,
And it's American fireworks, the ones we used to be Strawberry Festival.
so we have the information. We probably already approved that. Do we need to?
We can approve it, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Was that?
I mean, we can approve it now, we have all the.
We do have the information, and then we might also, if we gave full approval for anything else or not anything else or waive fees, I think we did all that.
I think so. Way back.
So I think you're just waiting on, make sure you got the insurance and approval for the fireworks.
Okay.
I think it's all set.
So move that we accept the fireworks application and insurance and give final approval for the appreciation night.
Okay, any other questions about that? That was kind of a heck of a show, American fireworks. Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And yes. And, me and the chief will be on the radio Friday. In the morning. I'm sure that's what we're talking about, right? Whatever's going on.
What's up, Chief and I? I say most of I do that too.
The teacher has to correct, right? He's a former teacher.
All right, the next thing we got for information, board, we do have a draft of the chicken law.
Oh, yes.
So everybody should have a copy of that. I talked to Nate earlier, since he's not here because it's his anniversary. He's out having fun. And, I told him we want to keep him married, not divorced.
Absolutely.
We don't need a disgruntled lawyer on our side.
So if you read through it as the board, if you have suggestions, given Nate, we don't want to schedule a public hearing, necessarily disseminate this to the public until we're.
You give me a question, Nate, never action.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, Nate included everything that we talked about. And we interviewed different people in the community. And also.
Learned a lot about chickens.
Yeah, learned. But the only thing that's not included in here is there's a registration of owners, but he wants to do it separately. What we suggested is the registration would be good for 2 years. I mean, just like you register a dog or whatever, and a minimal fee. We were talking about $25.
Can we discuss?
That's like,
What's that?
putting bouncy balls. Who's gonna keep track of these registered chickens to know whether Joe owns it or Jane owns it or Bill?
I think it's more that if there's a complaint that and someone isn't registered, then that would be a time like.
Registering chicken vendor.
Yes.
Okay, what the
Usually is
I just.
I'm with you, I'm with you.
I know they have to be in a cage, but if they're at large.
Well, that's an issue anyway.
Or registering at your own chickens.
Yeah,
If you look at
have-
it,
if
I
you
go
have
to
questions,
Wegmans,
I think that's.
that time of my life.
if you have questions after you read this too, yeah, send out an email, include us all please, and then.
Yeah, there's just a couple things.
It's still
Right,
different than a dog, because a dog have to register the dog, like a different dog.
Right.
I mean, if a chicken catch me in the day, I get an infection, who do I know?
Yeah.
Gotta get your rabies shots.
Okay, well, they come in and fill out the application for registration.
Yeah.
And then, before they are approved, the code officer has to go out and say, you've got the right kind
Yeah,
of coop and all that stuff. And then they say, okay, you're set to go.
Big enough for however many chickens.
Correct. And I think once the law goes into effect, whoever rendition it turns out to
April
be,
of 26, I think, is our hope.
yes, that people would be obligated by the 26th of April to do it. So that way, if you look at this law and you say, gee, I have chickens, but I need to change A and B, you have some time to do that, because we didn't want to just make it like, okay, it starts tomorrow, because that's not fair. It doesn't give people time to do what they might need to do.
Most of this, I didn't find too restrictive.
No, it is
Things
really
I'd
not.
like to address.
No, that was pretty decent.
Okay, quick, next.
Excellent. You must have a hot date.
No, we stuck in chicken. Forget about it.
Yeah, so I mean, if we can review this and
Yeah, please
it would be great.
read it at your leisure. Send us
if we can, vote on this, next time and then go on, maybe in November after the public.
So I guess my question is, does this cover all kinds of fowl, birds?
This will just be chickens at this
Just
point.
chickens, okay.
So we didn't put roosters in here at all.
Oh, it says in there,
I haven't
no.
read it.
They're called male chickens.
Yeah, they're in there.
I eat roosters.
That's how,
They even have the scientific name.
we
Yeah.
had to do that.
I can't pronounce it, but it's in there.
Galeas, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, different people said to us, well, why aren't you including other kinds of animals?
This is
But
what
there's different
this is what
requirements for other
made
kinds of
say to
animals.
do it at the beginning.
They should be segregated, because chickens are not goats, goats are not chickens. Whatever other animal we decide to look at.
Where does it say on here that roosters are for the eggs?
It's on page 1, is it
Send
not?
me an email, please.
Read it. Because it says that
It's
roosters are not
just
chickens.
under 88, or 82.1 under.
It says chicken shall mean all breeds of blah, 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 blah of age, except that male chickens are specifically excluded from such definition. It doesn't say they're excluded from being able to have.
Yeah.
They're just excluded from the definition of chicken.
Yeah.
So we
And
didn't,
these
we
are
did not,
please send me an email or call me.
The bad thing is when you go to buy chicken.
No, I'm just saying, we didn't,
You don't know what
prohibit them
has
here,
been
yeah.
by roosters for a while.
Okay.
That's true.
You don't know.
Well, if you find out you have to have roosters, you have to sell it to somebody.
Or have chicken.
Hey, you brought
Chicken
this up,
fingers.
so.
So yes, read through it and really check it out.
Yes, please check it out.
And like Nate said, like, this is like not standard, like not a lot of places have this, so he didn't copy this from anywhere, so there's probably stuff in here that we want to really look at.
No, as you said, look it over and let us know, yeah. That's just one thing. That's your first one you're getting let know.
First points, yes. All right, anyway, so coming, we will schedule a public hearing on that and then put out for the public to see it, but it's not even ready for that. But it's good.
So I do have a quick question, but I don't want to go very far on it. Ladies that did this, put it together. So you interviewed a bunch of people and talked to folks. Did you interview a bunch of people that don't have chickens and don't like chickens? Or was it just people that have
We
chickens?
talked to all sorts of people who have different opinions
Good.
on chickens.
Okay, thanks.
There was a variety of residents.
All right, so, did all the old business, all the communications. Next thing is to approve Justice Greenwich's standard workday. So this is something over here.
We don't know how to comply, something like that.
So,
What is that?
Proving to have another judge on the staff. Habitually do that whenever there's term. Or, you know how to describe it.
something we do every year.
All right, did we do this for the standard workday or something?
Right, we'll probably have to do one for everybody else also, but what this proves is that he works so many hours and he can apply it towards his retirement.
Right.
So it keeps the records, now that's, we just have to,
It's a New York State retirement.
we just have to approve the resolution.
Somebody said that we have to do this, and we've done this before?
We do it all the time, New York State retirement system.
Move that we keep Justice Greenwich's standard workday reporting resolution. Catch all that?
I'll second that.
That's why I read it.
I'll second that.
So Ron made it, you seconded.
Nice one here.
I'll just curious, once you get this, I'll try to do one, there should be one for everybody.
Right, everybody's in the retirement system.
Yeah, we'll do it. I tried to get, for some reason, Cindy just now pulled the trigger.
All right, so let's do this, we don't Justice Greenwich's right now. We got a motion, a second, it's on the agenda.
So we've already got the move.
So, Rusty.
Yes.
Laura.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
Fran.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
John.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is the change order from Hale Roofing. So this is a change order in a difference in cost of labor between when, because it took forever, we signed the contract with them for the roof.
Well, is this for the fire station?
Can we send this bill to,
Nice.
ISAC?
Yeah, right. So, I mean, the good thing is we have funding in the PRI covered, so it's only $4,000.
How long was this hiatus between the bid and the actual direction of the?
11 months.
Yeah, nice to go this up.
$5,000, it jumped up in less than a year. That's crazy.
Gotta get you.
Prevailing wage doesn't help.
Right.
So good for those guys that are getting it, or else whoever's doing it.
Well, whoever's been on staff.
It's not me, I'll tell you that, now you're going up there.
And it was more that they didn't do this, like they hired companies.
Some subcontractor.
Like they're holding their price on the rest of the stuff.
Really don't have a choice, it's up.
No, and everyone had
Now make a motion to approve the calendar meeting change. That's number one, $4,459.32 for the new roofing at Central Fire Station.
I'll say.
Any other discussion on that? It's good, we're making progress.
This is the regular roof, guys. This isn't the cleaning up the pitching, guys.
Correct.
No,
This is
good.
Scaffolding,
guys.
yeah. On scaffolding.
Schedule.
If you're gonna repair something.
And it was a change in labor cost.
Right. In some place, I got the paper that says it was about the labor on the scaffolding.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is yet, but it's here somewhere.
But it's more that Hale had to hire a company to do the scaffolding, they couldn't do it themselves. Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Carl? Yes. And yes. Next one, oh, this is another thing that we don't really do here. We have to accept the court audit, because I got this whole letter about sending in this, but I've never got it.
Yeah, I've never had to transport it,
Yeah.
just sign it, call it a day.
Yeah. We have to have a motion to accept that Ron did the court audit.
Move to accept the court audit.
Second. Guy? Brian?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Charles? Yes. Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
And thank you, Ron, that was a very nice audit.
Yeah. I mean,
So
send that
very
in.
thorough.
I read it all.
It was balanced.
I didn't realize we had to send your audit in to somebody.
Usually I just leave it there with them and it goes wherever it goes.
Apparently it's some court thing, but sent me a very nasty looking email.
Very first time I did, I tried to leave it and Judge Bowman's like, what are you doing? I had to go to the clerk's office.
Next thing, we have to approve scheduling the annual village election.
We do that this early?
I looked at that, I mean, shouldn't it include, the required number of, signatures on petition?
That's something.
That's it.
This is just the date.
This is the date. We normally have it on a Tuesday. This year it's gonna be on a Wednesday. So
Oh, okay.
So that's what this was.
Is St. Pat's Day or something on Tuesday? Whatever it is.
Why is it on Wednesday?
I have, somewhere, it's just because it's on a Wednesday.
Yeah, we got it.
So it's a holiday.
Somewhere. Basically, so that's all it's gonna be. That, for this change, the next meeting will be the rest of the election stuff, inspectors.
Yeah, probably the election board has some problem with Tuesday.
It'll be hooped up.
Yes. This is, normally I said we have it on Tuesday because it's a weird place to have it on a Wednesday.
Is this like a New York State thing or just a?
No, it's a state. I got it. But, so that's where it's going. I got it from the-
All the villages are going.
Yeah.
Elect that one instead.
The 18th, instead of 17th.
So,
Find it a little better.
It's actually in the law that we're, for the resolution we're proposing. Yeah.
so move that we accept the resolution, accept the scheduling of the village league election.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? Rusty? Yes. Laura?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Charles? Yep. And yes.
We established that it's to be done on the 18th of March, and this 18th does not fall according to.
Is the 18th of Wednesday?
Yes.
So that's probably St. Pat's Day is the 17th.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They've done it once before. It was on St. Pat's Day.
It's something to do with the third Tuesday falls on the 17th of March, not the 18th, so we have to adjust for 18th or whatever.
Everybody's looking for over.
After the 18th or something, 18th or after.
And here it just says required to establish the 18th of March as election day when the third Tuesday of March falls on the 17th. Something in the timing of.
It's gotta be St. Patrick's Day. They've done that.
It costs more money to buy a vote on that day.
Apparently it's something we resolved, somebody resolved on the board back when.
I remember we had a St. Patrick's Day meeting because you came in with the hat.
Yeah, I did that last year.
Oh, you actually whipped it out?
Yes.
We went to that.
Yeah.
Ron missed that. Yeah, you missed that one. It was an inflatable hat.
Something like I didn't miss much.
Almost couldn't get his head to the door.
She was a bit of an airhead.
And we're to the insurance thing, so we need to do payment of bills.
Bit of bills.
I didn't see anything awkward in there.
Or second.
Charles.
Any discussion or questions about the bill? Rusty? Yes. Laura?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
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 Minutes?
I saw some highlighted stuff on there. Was that by somebody else and did they address it? It was about the funds, perpetual care investment fund and the cemetery.
Oh,
That's over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're working on that between us and Fran. And,
Yeah, we didn't get it completed.
we didn't have,
Didn't have all the figures, gotta get
the
it done.
numbers change day to day, so we just.
So, I mean, why is it highlighted? Does the words need to change or not, or like what's here?
I think it's under Frank's report.
Front page?
In Frank's report section.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's just like somebody highlighted it, and so why?
I think we just highlighted.
Yeah, well, I requested it be done for September.
It's in yellow, I believe.
Gotta figure it,
This is highlighted.
gotta work on the figures, yeah.
So like somebody had a question about that. Like, did we make those motions, or was it just brought up?
That's right here.
We made a
Says we
motion.
made motions.
Yeah, we made-
7-0, we voted for. Look at that highlight piece of yellow on your phone. This is
Yeah.
just regular.
What about your notes?
Anything else?
So I wanted to, I still need to send my report in, but with my report, I would have motioned to approve them. The minutes for the meeting, the 15th of September.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments besides those?
I have a comment. This is not good procedure to say you have comments that you want to put in there, no one's seen, and you want us to approve the minutes based on the comments that you want to put in that we haven't seen. That's not really the way we ought to be doing that. You should get those comments in before we do this on these meetings. If you want to get them in last, 3-4 days ahead of time. But this approving them without seeing them, I don't think that's how to do it.
Yeah, she sent out those meetings weeks ago.
The what?
The office sent email to everybody weeks ago on this is the minutes.
Yeah.
And asking everybody to review it.
Look at it.
I understand. I'm saying that Laura shouldn't be telling us that we
I
should be
hear what
passing
you're
these without us seeing her changes.
Yeah, well, the
Okay.
changes could have been made several weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, am I making sense? Bad process.
I do think if we recorded what I was saying, it would be easier.
Yeah.
It's recorded on the TV, but it's not recorded in the minutes.
We don't
So
have
if we
anybody.
recorded it in the minutes and like treated me like everybody else, where
Nobody gets
we
credit.
wrote down like a little something about what was said by each person.
We don't do that. We don't record people's talk about things in here.
Yeah, but like say at a meeting, everybody else, when they give their report, you'll write something down about what it was that they spoke about
Nobody else can.
and include that.
If you gave it 1-2 minute report, I put it in there. But you want to go half an hour, I told you. You want it to rate them, you have to send it in.
I'm not complaining about your stuff. I'm just complaining about us
Procedure.
approving something that we didn't see.
I mean, we haven't done it in a while, but at one point in time, Mike asked everybody to have a written report to hand over to Rod.
That makes it simple.
If you want, that's kind of the deal. If you want it in there, have a written report to give to Rodney, but before we approve it.
Fran often gives me a bunch of stuff. I'm just saying, you just have, you're doing good work, but you have such a envelope there. I don't want to miss anything, so I just said you send it to me.
Right, but like say if you like just wrote down in general, this topic, this topic,
Say, oh, I said this.
Then,
this, that's why I don't do it.
then it'd be easier because like you would know that I'd given a report, And
I mean, maybe we should go back to that where everybody has to have a written report ahead of time to hand in.
We don't need to approve these minutes tonight. Why don't you get that stuff to Rodney in the next bunch of days, and we'll approve the minutes after
Next
they're
meeting.
in and we've seen them.
We'll send out another email.
Actually, legally, we don't ever have to approve it.
Okay, so we wait till next meeting.
Is that okay?
The motion has to be recorded in votes.
So I withdraw my motion for the minutes.
Motions and votes, that's all that has to be in the minutes, actually. And we never have to approve any of them.
But we do.
But we do.
I didn't like being a secretary or a planning board.
Right.
Yeah, well, if somebody
Yeah, I'm
wants
good at
to come back to, the village and say, I wanna know what was said in a certain meeting.
The nice thing is, for the last
The video.
8 years, you can watch YouTube.
Right.
Watching them all 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours long.
A FOIL request, that's
Pretty much.
Day one.
All right. Trustee rules. Trustee.
I just have a question. Did you say that you had the Owego County Players
No,
license?
it's just what we had from them. Or was there something else?
We just have a letter from the legislation.
Yeah, because they don't,
They're
they're,
applying for a window.
right.
We may even not even have it from the state, right?
They send us that 30-day notice if we have
It's
something
a
to say.
courtesy, they're letting us know.
That's fine, but the state will send us a thing where we, the official thing where we.
Right,
Okay,
right,
thank
we
you.
don't have that yet.
That's all I need to know. Thanks.
We have that thing.
No report.
Rob.
I CSA negotiations and I interviewed for an officer. That's extend my report.
Hope you get the.
Yeah. He has to change his name to a French name.
Yeah, pronouncement of his name.
True.
I'm an Irishman, they're gonna think I'm always drunk.
Charles. Laura.
I have, just a few things. I attended a meeting, about the CRS entry. It was, a technical assistance visit, quick check review, with Benjamin Myers from the Risk. It's a contractor that works with FEMA. So it was, Julie and Grace, and I, 20 people, so we were just, it was like, they sent them the quick check about what the status of the village is at this time and what entry level we would be in, and like sort of, just sort of getting a better understanding of like what actions we would need to do. And the first thing that we would need to do is complete our CAB, the violations from the 2019 visit. So once we do that, then we can start looking at this. So we are ahead of ourselves at this time, but we're just getting some planning information. I attended a webinar from the New York State Department of State Planning, Development, and Community Infrastructure on resilience planning. CEC committee met and we discussed the bids for the solar array, prepared the recommendation after we looked at them. Today attended the walkthrough for the wayfinding signs. I tidied up the call for art with the photos that we got, and the site plans, and I sent like some suggested language for the website.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so, do you think that could go live this week?
Yes.
Okay.
Just put up there.
Okay, so for that is the call to art for, so once that goes live on the website, then we'll try to really promote it so we can get the word out so that artists and landscape architects can all take a look at the site and then submit their design ideas for what they think could fill that space the best. To draw, we want pedestrian and vehicular traffic to like have like a draw like a great reason to like visit Owego, to drive by, like see some exciting art, and the prize is $200,000 at the end. But what we have is a contest where we're going to open it up to get these ideas in. There'll be an art review committee that will look at them. They'll select like 3 to 5 of the top designs that they think would be suitable in materials and, you know, all the aspects of that were set out in the call to art. And then we would notify them, and they would advance their plans so that they would get like detailed budget, materials, and design information, and then they bring that back to the board, and the board would then decide who we would want, you know, what's the winning design. So we're looking at, let me see.
I think this is all in the area. We all read it. Can we move on? I'm sorry. You have to give us a pitch. You know it.
All right, and then the last thing on my list is the Susquehanna River Basin Commission developed a tool. It's called the Susquehanna Flood Warning and Response System. And they're going to be demonstrating it at the CSC Task Force meeting on Wednesday. So the information on the tool, it shows the live river gauge, inundation levels, and first floor elevations of about 667 of our structures. And so what it is they would like to demonstrate it for the like mayor, Fred, code enforcement, EMS, and fire and police. So it's something that when a storm is coming, you would pull up it just has stuff in it that you pull up. You would see what's the expected river level, what's the storm coming in, and then it just shows you a plan, and you would know, it puts the village's action plan for the stages. And so it lists all the actions we take. So when the water comes up to this level, we know that we have to go to this pump house, and we have to do, you know. Yes, so it takes all our formal lists, and it's already developed, but it just makes it quicker for us, so that, because it's sort of automated that way, and so that.
Some kind of software?
Yeah, it's online. So you would just go to that site, look at the information, and then you would share it, some of it to the public, about what's coming and what to do. And then also which intersections will, you know, we already know like which intersections are going to flood and stuff by the levels and like how high. So it's just sharing that more of that information pre-storm for the people who are like DPW and stuff. And so then we'd be able to
They got the notes.
respond faster. What's that?
They got the notes I got on my phone off.
Now,
This level the Riverwalk floods at, this floods first, and there's no, it's gotta be this. It's all in there.
Yeah, so it's sharing it, you know, with.
Is this a program that we need to buy? Is that what you're saying?
No.
It's all information online.
It's already created. So there's levels that are open for the public. So anybody can go on it. And then there's a password protected level, and that's what we can see about the inundation levels for homes, because it has the first floor level elevations for like many of our structures. And so like it already can tell us whether or not like certain structures we know are going to be high and dry. So even though the water's up, we wouldn't have to respond to that property, and so we can skip over it. And so it gives us a map of all those properties,
Evacuations.
who owns them, and all of that. But that's all on the back end, hidden from the public view.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Because that was, when I came in 8 years ago, that was something like, didn't happen. You're just trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah. So they're going to be demonstrating it or talking about it on Wednesday, 10
This week?
this week. Yeah. Yeah. So we can arrange for another time because like I think it's, I don't think that meeting for the task force is a good meeting for you and Fred and everybody to get to learn it. So I think it'd be better if we can just schedule one for you guys, but we can send you the link so you can tune in and hear about it.
Right, that's
From them.
something to me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
At least, I got how much I participated, but I watch it.
Yeah, you could,
I can listen probably.
they'll go first and they're gonna talk for maybe 20, 30 minutes at the beginning of the meeting about it. And then, like, you wouldn't have to talk anything, you would just like listen and if you had questions, you could ask. And then we can organize like a Zoom session to learn how to do it. And there's a Google or a YouTube video where they showed like people in Pennsylvania, Susquehanna,
Yeah,
they developed it.
Stuff, like I figured out the weather service with all the maps and the inundation maps.
Yeah.
I learned how to get around that pretty well,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But yeah, so there's stuff on there that's just for the responders and not for the public. And so that's what you'll have access to. So that's a really nice thing that they've got for us.
So you'll know if our house is gonna flood, but we won't.
Right, I'll tell you, it's fine.
Laura, maybe if you send out an email to all the, the MS and all the important people with proposed dates to meet. Maybe you could come up with a scheduled date at that time.
One of those poll things that use a lot of counties.
Survey monkey things.
There's one we can do for free.
Something should.
Ask the county people to do all the time. Quickly in those things. Figure out when we have meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of those.
That's it for my report.
Quick question.
Yep.
How much of that do you want Rodney to write down?
Well, I'm just send this over, but like I summed it up.
Send it over.
Just
Yeah, to make a summary, give to him.
Send it over.
They got to get somewhere.
I'll give him.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. That'll work. Great.
Doesn't Terry come before me?
It's okay.
Well,
He's not telling me that at least, so I'm free.
thank you.
Yeah, they're done by the Rotary, right?
Yeah. Well, Rotary worked with the Arts Council and Emily Jublon was their artist. It was great.
Ron is doing excellent artwork on the side of his
Yes.
establishment. It looks
Yes.
excellent.
I think that's
Awesome.
cool.
Where you live?
I like it.
That's great. And that's it, thank you.
Well,
Okay.
you got caught off the agenda, but, Fran.
Yeah, what I have written down, I'll hand over to Rod. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so, yeah, I was here on, September the 17th for the delivery of the Liberty Bell out here.
It's large.
Yes, it is. It's an exact replica of what's in Philadelphia, except this is all wood. Yeah. And I did, like Tara said, I attended that ribbon cutting on October the 1st for those murals. They're beautiful. The museum is having a walk amongst the dead up at the cemetery this Saturday. They've got 3 sessions, 10, 12, and 2. And they're taking reservations at a time, or people that come at the last minute. We're going to have the chapel open and sell tickets there. There's a new art gallery on North Avenue called Bull Thistle.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Okay, it's back up for a second. The museum has rented a porta potty they're gonna have up there in the cemetery.
Over the dead.
Yeah, they've done that. So it's gonna be there for the weekend. Well, so this,
One of those slabs.
this Bull Thistle, which is the art gallery there on North Avenue, they're recruiting artists to go up there on Sunday the 12th, up in the cemetery to do, come up with ideas for artwork, which they're going to be showing in their gallery in November. So, yeah, so they're going to be doing artists up there, of the cemetery. So that'll be on the 12th. So they'll have the porta potty too. Okay, the Platte Monument started today, the 6th. And DPW righted a monument for us that's, well, the last few years has been being held up with several plywood, or not plywood, 2x4s. No, it's another one. It's come down from Sasana, where near the bottom of the hill. It's on your right-hand side, and it's a large monument, so appreciate DPW doing that. Dave Boland is always working up there in the cemetery. He has been working at cleaning the Judge Clark's monument, a really good size that he's been working on.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is. So he's doing it for the family of Clark family. Les Wagner has been getting copies of us for surveys that have been done of the cemetery. This is to collect information towards getting the cemetery I'm trying to think of the word.
New graves.
Yeah, to get it all organized before we start selling plots. Okay. The Friends of Owego Evergreen have volunteered to pay for boulders that would replace that tape we have up there on the summit, where to mark off to.
So people don't drive in there.
Yeah, so they don't drive in there. So we're working with Fred to get that done. And we're also still working on inventory for the sections of the cemetery. So pass that to the gentleman. He can.
All right.
Thank you.
I got caught off the agenda too. So I guess
Oh, I thought you were like.
There's another page.
Mine is
Second page.
Yeah, it's on the second page.
Right at the top of the second page.
I got the first page. Not much. There is a ribbon cutting / open house coming at 81 North Ave from the land bank Friday, October 24th, after our next meeting.
Oh, is that next to the firehouse?
Yes,
It's looking great.
Friday, October 24th at 3:30.
Wait, they haven't ribbon cut the whole place? What's the ribbon
It's
cut?
extinguishes the building.
Tony Montana's building between Sam's Diner and the fire station.
Oh, that is, I've been working in there today. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is there a time for that?
3:30.
Okay.
On October 24th, which is also the Halloween festival downtown.
Is that with the parade and everything?
Popcorn,
What day is that?
6:30,
Friday, October.
cotton candy.
It's gluten free.
Darn right.
You go to ribbon cutting and they're gonna be at the building and people want to during the.
Very nice.
Halloween is gonna still be on the 31st.
Halloween's always on the
About
31st.
600.
I didn't know about it. Pick up there.
Now, that's on the.
I already got my car.
No, don't.
Remember, and Edmonton did that once? That was awful.
I already got my costume, you know, like this year.
It's the same shit.
I'm like,
If it's snowing or a hurricane, you don't mess with that.
Well, bring Mark over to number 3.
Oh, yeah, there'll be a,
Oh, 31st.
I'm still working on getting this costume, but I got mine.
other than that, you have the CSA, on the next meeting is to the.
I'm gonna have the 22nd.
So I gotta get the thing up on the website.
Do you look at it? Do you think that's okay enough, or do you wanna,
I didn't like look at it.
okay,
That was,
all right. Text
I
me.
looked at the, like what you wrote, I think that's fine.
Okay, text me instead of me knowing if there's something.
Okay. Thank you, if you want me to actually read your email, you should text me about it. Public comment.
Now. I was just wondering when the zoning and planning meetings were this month, because they're not on the computer.
Oh, they're trying to schedule those, and they're trying to schedule them for different dates. So they're trying to find out from the committee members if they're gonna be able to come to them. So they haven't responded yet, but they put out asks. So they're asking to change the date. There's an application that's gonna go by the county that they're gonna look at on October 15th, and so they wanna potentially have a planning board meeting Tuesday, October 21st. Which is the 21st, yeah, so it's different than, they normally have it the last Tuesday of the month, and so they're asking to move it to the 3rd Tuesday for just this one meeting, and then to move the the zoning board meeting, they want to move it to the 4th Thursday of the month.
Which would be the 22nd.
October 23rd, Thursday, October 23rd.
Is it usually a Wednesday?
It's usually a Wednesday at the end of the month, and they want to change it to a Thursday for this October meeting. So they're not actually scheduled, but they're looking to schedule them. You know, they're trying to get the members to say they're gonna be available.
So when would you be able to find out about the dates?
Well, they'll have an official notice like at least 10 days before the meeting.
What, Wednesday?
October 22nd.
It was supposed to be the 22nd or the 29th, I was told. But I just need to know when.
Yeah, so it's still, because they're trying to change it because they, to have the attorneys, either of the attorneys present, they need to change the dates. So that's why they want to do it. So.
The council and our meeting should be the 16th here. That's always a Thursday. That's usually the third Thursday.
Yeah, so they're looking at the Tuesday the 21st and Thursday the 23rd.
That should work as far as the room goes.
So, yeah, but it's.
Did we answer Cindy's questions?
So that's tentatively the dates, and then when they'll post it, well, they'll post it in the newspaper, that they're gonna have meetings and when the dates are. So that'll be
They'll post it on our website too.
Yeah. And then usually they'll put like a poster sort of thing on the bulletin board. Nobody looks at it, but they usually do.
So they're trying for the 21st or whatever it is, and the 23rd.
Yeah.
A week before that, give make a call.
And the easiest place to look at the website too. Show up there.
Yeah, that's right, I'm looking, but nothing's there, so.
Yeah, once they know if they're gonna actually be able to have a meeting, then they'll put it on the calendar. But they have to put it in the newspaper and stuff too.
So they'll have to decide pretty
meeting.
soon probably, if it's gotta be in the paper, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Move to adjourn.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. If they want to double measure it.